Welcome back. You're watching the final hour of today, and multi-award-winning singer and songwriter Claudina Ramulondi, better known as Clauds, began singing at the age of 11 at a Sunday school choir. Now, her aha moment came when she gave an awe-inspiring performance of a song that she and her husband had written for their wedding back in 2010. She joins me now to tell us more about that musical journey, and I'm a hopeless romantic, Claude, so I'm definitely going to ask you about that song that you wrote with your husband.
Yeah.
Why that you felt it was important to write, and how that writing process was for you both.
Okay, I will start with the process. When we decided, okay, let's write a song. My husband is also a musician in his own right. He plays keyboards. His name is Claudina Ramulondi, and he's here in studio with us. So I thought, let's just give our guests something special on our wedding day, because that's the only day that they will ever be special together. You know what I mean? So we wrote a love song. And at the end of that song, we sort of like gave thanks to God, because we knew that the union between us was made possible by God himself.
Yeah.
Yes, so it was a beautiful song, a beautiful love song.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, tell us about your personal journey and the kind of music that you've been making. Why the music industry? I mean, I mentioned in the intro that the love came from being in the choir and it just grew from then on.
Yes.
But it's a difficult industry to be in.
Yeah, sure, I agree with you. So when I started singing, when I was still 11, in a Sunday school choir, in the school choral choir, you know, so my voice is strange. I'm sure you have noticed.
Sounds very hoarse, yeah.
People used to laugh at me when I
Yeah.
sing, so I was like sort of at the back most of the time. I didn't want to take a solo or just to sing alone. So I took time out of music, and also growing up in a village. I come from Mamashamba in Venda. Shout out to my people in Venda. So I come from a village, so I'd never seen anybody who had made a music career a success in the village. Obviously, we would see people on TV, and then you will think it's far-fetched. So I studied engineering, and I was just doing like traditional courses at school. So the singing now came around 2019, where I was starting to question my purpose. You know, we are on earth for a purpose. So I had to go to the Creator to say, why are we here? What are we doing here? And you know, through different streams, I somehow landed up on music, because there's this voice that people have been telling me, Clauds, you sing very well.
Yeah.
Maybe you should record something. And I was like, this is not for me.
Yeah.
But ever since I took that journey from 2019, the writing has become so smooth, and yeah, I've been getting a good reception since then. It's just that, as you know, the industry is
It's
hard.
a tough one.
It's a tough one.
And a lot of people focus on what's good now. So if it's not
Yes.
gqom, it's amapiano. And, you know, there's longevity in Afropop or gospel
Yes.
or R&B. So tell us about your genre and how you want to stay beyond what's good now.
Yeah, so I chose to do music that is timeless. And
Yes.
growing up, I was listening to the likes of Lionel Richie, Judith Puma, Jonathan Butler. You know, they always create, you know, classic music. So even when I went into the music industry, I think my sound was more influenced by what I grew up listening to. So it's a bit jazzy, then it goes to Afropop. But in terms of doing my piano, I do that, but the dancing is still a problem. You know, we're working on
Yeah.
it. We will get there somehow. So Afropop sounded like, it felt like a very comfortable space for me. So, and there's a lot of singing on Afropop, because my piano sometimes you can just come
It's just
and
dancing.
You can just, you know.
Yeah.
just,
And
as
how
long as you
important
can
was that for you to stick to what you know and what works for you, but also learn to adapt? You're telling us that you're learning how to dance and you're
Yes.
dabbling in amapiano. How important is that for you as a musician to be able to say, I know what's good, but I know I need to adapt as well?
Okay, first of all, I needed to create music that I'm comfortable with,
Yeah.
but also I need to be relevant, because I cannot be singing things that people sang in 1980 now. So I always have to check what is in, what is going on, so that I can adjust my sound to whatever that's happening now. So I need to be relevant, because as a musician also, I'm an influencer somehow, indirectly, to people that watch us on TV, people that listen to us on radio. So I need to be current, because then I'll become redundant and nobody will listen to me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tell us about some of your accolades, your awards, your nominations, the very latest, and really what that means to you on an individual basis, but also as a musician and inspiring young musicians, not only out of Venda, but watching throughout the country wanting to be on the platform like you.
So I've won the Lima's Limpopo Music Awards. I won Best Newcomer, Best Afropop hit and song of the year. Somehow, a song called Shangula made it.
Yeah.
As a newcomer, I
Yes.
also had the song of the year, which for me was a bit shocking because I
mean,
was
if you're good, you're good.
If first album and you've got song of the year,
Yeah.
And I went hard on it because people had to vote. So I was canvassing a lot, asking people to vote for me, because I was taking this seriously. I can't fail at this. And then I was nominated for the crowns. Best Gospel Jazz Song and Best Contemporary Gospel Song. Okay, I didn't win those ones, but the nomination itself was... And now I've been nominated for the crowns again, Best Gospel Jazz Song.
Yes.
So I'm crossing my fingers. It's
and
a
that
good
just
one.
helps the career,
Yes.
and it helps the doors open, doesn't it? Because
Definitely.
there are struggles with sales,
Yes.
digital platforms. There's many things that you have to deal with.
Absolutely.
So how do they help you with those?
I think it's more of people get to know you.
Yeah.
I'm seen in different spaces, and now I'm broadening my horizon in terms of my fan base, because now also tapping onto the gospel side and also doing Afropop and jazz. I think my spectrum is quite wide, so I'm able to reach a lot of people from there.
So what are you working on currently?
I'm performing tomorrow at MGB Hotel. I've got a show going on there, Soul Session, tomorrow. And I'm coming for the Crown Gospel Awards on the 26th of November here in Joburg. And there's also remixes from my new songs, from the new album. So there'll be a lot of dance remixes that will come out from my current album. I've been getting a lot of requests for people who want to do remixes with me, people who want to collaborate with me. So that is coming also. And music videos, it's a lot.
Yeah, and I wanted to ask you about collaborations, because you do have to find the people you can gel with when it comes to music, especially when it comes to something that is so close to many people.
Yes.
You write your own music, you compose, and all of those things. How do you consider a collaboration?
I considered a few collaborations for this album, but after, thinking for some time, I felt I'm doing a different sound this time around. I'm singing in Chivenda, most of my songs, and I am using a sound that was never explored in Chivenda. So for me, it was a bit of an experiment, which was a risk, but you
think it's going to work?
It's paying off,
Yeah.
It's quite fulfilling. So at that point, I didn't want to have anybody collaborating with me, because also I was testing out this
Something
sound.
new.
So what I wanted was for people to come after I released my music to say, okay, we love what you're doing here. Can we do something together? But at that time, I couldn't bring anybody in because I didn't know what to expect, what to ask from the next person to say, come and do this and that, because it was a new thing altogether.
And then just as a final thing, a little bit of advice you would give to someone in entertainment, especially when it comes to guarding your work. We do know that there's a lot of musicians that don't make it because they were shortchanged by producers or contracts that just don't make sense and things like that. What do you look out for as a musician or as an entertainer, and how do you protect what is so close to your heart? Because your work is your heart, is it not?
Yeah, it's a bit of a catch-22, because now if you're under like a recording label, at least they can expose you. You'll be able to reach a lot of places. And then if you want to do it yourself, you might not reach a lot of people, but you'll own everything that's yours. So I would say that maybe you can join a recording label, be in a contract for some time, get to be known, and then when you feel that you're stable, then you can get out and do your own thing. Because,
where are you at the moment?
I'm doing my own thing.
And it's working out for you?
For now. It
Yes.
is working. We're growing steadily, we're growing. Yes.
Yeah. I appreciate you making the time, and good luck with everything.
Thank you so
very
much, Rupwa, and all the ENCA viewers.
Thank you
so
very
much for having me.
That is Claudina Ramulondi joining us in studio. She's a singer, songwriter, award-winning, multi-award winning, I must say, there, joining us to speak about her musical journey, but of course what's coming up for her radio performance tomorrow, and of course a busy festive season. It sounds like it.